Hi everybody, welcome to Unapologetic Radio, where I share my thoughts and opinions on things that is happening. Please remember that if you do not like my show, please move on. If you like my show, hit that like button and subscribe so that you will receive notifications of any new shows. If you like my show and want to support or just buy me some chocolate, my Cash App is in the description. In this video, I want to teach you about 13 Black African American flags that they don't teach us about, but we need to know. We are in trying times right now, and before they lie about the truth, I want you to know about the flags and where they come from. Also, we are repeating ourselves, so we might see these flags pop up somewhere, and I just want you to know that they are our flags. Our first flag is the Pan-African flag that came out back in 1920. Created by Marcus Garvey in 1920, the Pan-African flag is known to be the first flag for Black Americans. The Jamaican political activist and founder of the Universal Negro Improvement Association and African Communities League created the flag to combat racism. It was in response to a hit song called Every Race Has a Flag But the Coon, which mocked and stereotyped African Americans. In 1927, Negro World published a 1921 speech from Garvey stating, "Show me the race or the nation without a flag, and I will show you a race of people without any pride." In 1920, the UNIA published the meaning of the flag's colors. Red is the color for blood, which men must shed for their redemption and liberty. Black is the color of the noble and distinguished race to which we belong. Green is the color of a lucrative vegetation of our motherland. Now, the Pan-African flag extends beyond the Black American experience, as the colors would appear in newly liberated nations like St. Kitts and Nevis, Kenya, South Sudan, Libya, Angola. Number 2, Black Panther Party flag. In 1966, Comrade Huey Newton and Bobby Steele founded the Black Panther Party for self-defense in Oakland, California. That same year, Newton and Steele met Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, leader Stokely Carmichael, who campaigned the call for Black Power at a conference. At the time, Carmichael was promoting the armed organizing efforts of the Lode County Freedom Organization, LCFO. The LCFO logos was Black Panther. Lotus County had extremely controversial right-wing politics fueled by white racists. Due to the high illiteracy rates, the white racists of Loudon were able to go to court to get a symbol of a rooster put on the bullet so illiterate whites would know how to vote without even being able to read or write. They chose a local varsity mascot, a Black Panther. Newton and Steele adopted the Black Panther from Carmichael. However, the Panther from Lois was too fat for the duel. Newton and Steele asked one of their early recruits, a student artist, Emory Douglas, to redraw the Panther symbol smaller to reflect that the party was about serving the underserved and undernourished. Number 3, Black American Heritage flag. Melvin Charles and Gleason T. Jackson designed the Black American Heritage flag in Newark, New Jersey. The inspiration was purely birthed out of lack of representation during parades. As a child and not identifying with the American flag, Charles told PBS that the gold blunted sword invokes pride and the fig wreath symbolizes peace, prosperity, and everlasting life. Following the UNIA, the red represents the bloodshed of the Black people and the black represents the pride in Black pigmentation. Number 4, Juneteenth flag. The first flag was in 1977 with the assistance of illustrator Lisa Jeanan, whose picture I couldn't find. The Juneteenth flag was created in 1977 by activist Ben Haith founder of the National Juneteenth Celebration Foundation. The red, white, and blue color scheme is a direct homage to both the American flag and the Texas Long Star state flag. Split between a blue and red stripe, the two colors are meant to replicate a horizon, blue above, and the red is symbolic of the washing away of the ground soaked with blood. The blood that was shed by the African American slaves for United States. The white 5-pointed star inside of the 12-point star represents a nova to symbolize the birth of a new star. The new star symbolizes a new beginning for the newly freed African Americans. The flag was updated in 2007 by Hay to include the date June 19, 1865, marking the last of the enslaved to be freed. Number 5. 13 Stripe Flags, 1989. Little can be found about this flag. However, it did appear in Lewis Cameron's The African American Flag Project. The 2009 exhibit was a suite of paintings of African American flags with the purpose to explore the dialogue of symbolic representation within African American communities. According to an online archive catalog, the 13 stripe flag was developed in 1989 in South Central LA. It is believed to be a private venture. One could argue that the 13 stripes represent either the original colonials of America or the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery. Like other flags, the red, black, and green colors mirror Gravy's Pan-African ideology. The yellow or gold stripes might represent the riches of black people or the gold from African mines.
Hit that like button and subscribe if you would like to support or buy me some chocolate. My Cash App is in the description.
Number 6. David Hammond's African American Flag, 1990. David Hammond's African American flag was first created for an art exhibit, Black USA, at the Amsterdam Museum in 1990. The flag is exactly what one would think of for a black version of the American flag. Smithsonian Magazine reports Hammond's explaining the flag. Marcus Graves designed the African American flag, which looked like the Italian flag except that it was red, black, and green. But it is so abstract, so pure, that the masses was frightened by it. I made my flag, he said, because I felt that they needed one like this one, the U.S. flag, but with black stars instead of white ones. Hammond seamlessly captured the double consciousness of the black identity within the American experience. His rendition of the American flag caused great controversy. Just the year prior, Congress passed the Flag Protection Act, authorizing penalties to those that discarded the flag. But by 1990, the Supreme Court ruled that the Flag Protection Act was unconstitutional as it violated free speech rights. Number 7. The Harvey American Flag, 1991. Dave and Tanya Harvey created a flag in 1991 to represent the African American population as a whole, but not connected to any political movement. The idea sparked during a banquet while attendees sang the Negro National Anthem. The couple noticed everyone's eyes were averted everywhere because there was a lack of focus point. They developed the African American flag, the red, white, and blue stripes at top, and the bottom border represents African Americans' contribution to America. While black people's history on American soil is traumatic, there is an undeniable connection to this country. There are green, yellow, and black stripes on the side borders, the abundant life in Africa, the riches of Africa, and of course, the reality of African skin. The purple base of the flag represents the regional history of African Americans. The 8-point black star in the center of the flag represents the 8 letters in the word Africans, which is an acronym: aspires, family, righteousness, individuality, community, ability, nobly, and scholarship. Outside of the black 8-pointed stars are 4 yellow diamonds shaped, meant to symbolize flashes of light for perseverance, love, knowledge, and spirituality. Harvey's widow told Morgan Magazine in 2002 he wanted the flag to help pull African Americans together and to remind us that each one of us can succeed and do well. Number 8, New South flag, 1993. Now this flag surprised me, and the fact we didn't hear anything about it. In the same vein of reappropriation, negativity to reclaim power, in 1993, a Charleston, South Carolina clothing line called New South Apparel remixed the Confederate flag. Founders Angel Quintero and Sherman Evans plotted a market schemed for a local hip-hop group, pushed the South rap identity to the forefront. Amidst the brewing coastal beef between East and West, much like Hammond's African American flag, the New South flag pulled from Graves' Pan-African color scheme. The New South represented 3 different variations of the Confederate flag, with one a background red, another in black, and a third with green, each of which also alternated the colors for the stars and bars. Controversy propelled the brand forward when a teenaged black girl was suspended for wearing a New South shirt to school. The principal said it was the wrong colors. The flag quickly became a symbol of rebellion in the 90s. It can be seen in footage from the Million Man March on Washington, D.C. The duel even went as far as proposing that the South Carolina State House replaced the Confederate flags with a New South flag. The New South brand went under in 2003. However, the two can still be found curating the brand's history on social media. In 2020, Evans addressed the usage of polarized images, stating, "There is a lot of fear in something that is so liberating and free. People say they want freedom, but what does that look like?" And speaking of clothing, support the small businesses. Now, moving on to number 9. African American Flag House flag, 1995. The African American Flag House created their flag between 1993 and 1994 in Charleston, South Carolina, according to the archived website. The foundation hoped that the flag would become a positive and undefining symbol that would represent the enormous historical investment of African Americans. The flag consists of 14 stars with the meaning. The first star announces that all humankind was born out of the womb of Africa. The second star informs that the African gave rise to the first civilization and kingdoms of the world. The third star depicts the cruel abduction of Africans from their original roots. The fourth star vows that African Americans will never forget the Holocaust of the Middle Passage and the millions of Africans who suffered and died during the journey. The fifth star recalls the unholy bondage of African Americans prior to the abolishment of slavery in America. The sixth star praises all those African Americans who defied and rebelled against injustice and genocide in America. The seventh star is a memorial to African Americans who have slightly or aggressively defended and preserved the Constitution of the United States of America. The eighth star recognizes the strength of the African American family and its inner spiritual beliefs in universal brotherhood. The ninth star is a testament to the strength and tenacity of African Americans to emerge victorious during any adversity or challenge. The 10th star honors African Americans for their accomplishments in making the American dream a reality. The 11th star calls for African Americans to probe their history and to celebrate their culture and heritage. The 12th star signifies the achievements of African Americans through hard work, scholarship, and determination. The 13th star is the symbol of Pan-African unity. The 14th star leads African Americans into the future with honor, trust, and the dream for a greater tomorrow. The green stripes remind us of our living earth and the roots of all humanity buried deep in African soil. The yellow stripe symbolizes the moral excellence of spiritual wealth of African Americans as they interact with all diversity cultures of America. The black stripe underscore African American families and their significant economic, spiritual, social, and political contributions to America. The white stripes warn African Americans to be consistent, vigilant of forces that call for death of freedom and the surrender of rights guaranteed to all by the Constitution of the United States of America. The blue stripes illustrate lofty skies that will always extend a bridge between African Americans and Africa. The red stripe tells of the passionate and soulful fire within the hearts of African Americans and that their bloodshed in defense of freedom shall not be in vain. That is a very beautiful flag. The meaning behind that is wow. Anyway, we're going to move on to number 10, African American Flag of Inclusion, 1999. In 1999, the African American Flag of Inclusion was designed by Cecil W. Lee, a New York-based painter, photographer, and digital artist. He presented it at a one-man art show at Gallery X in Harlem. Lee's rendition of the flag is a fusion of American flag and Graves' Pan-African flag. By replacing the top 7 stripes of the United States national flag with a black liberation flag pattern, Lee intended to represent all African Americans regardless of their individual beliefs or politics affiliation. Per Lee's website, he suggests the elements of the African American flag of inclusion stands for: red is for life, blood, family, vitality, and oneness. Black is for the people, strength, depth, and influence. Green represents earth, evolution, growth, and progress, while the stars and stripes represent equality. Number 12, Foundational Black Flag 2020. Popularized online by controversial media personality Tariq Nasheed, foundational Black Americans are descendants of Black slaves who built the United States from the bottom. The movement is considered divisive for its anti-Pan-African stigmas. According to the website, FBAs believe that the original and history of Black people in America did not start at the transatlantic slave trade in the early 1960s. Instead, they propose that FBAs settled in North America in 1520 when they were allegedly brought over from the Caribbean by a colonizer named Lucas Vasquez de Ayllón. FBAs have 2 flags, the first of which is a maroon flag with a gold embroidered 2 axes and a torch underneath 5 gold stars. The maroon color is a nod to the maroon Africans or Africans in America who formed settlements away from slavery. They are often mixed with indigenous people. The torch and axes represent the weapons used to fight for freedom. The 5 stars represent the states where any maroon societies were established: Virginia, North and South Carolina, Florida, Mississippi, and Louisiana are the states. 13 is the second, Foundational Black American Flag 2020. The second flag possesses the African color scheme, a nod to Grace Wisher, the free African American woman who was indentured as a child to a famous Star-Spangled Banner flag seamstress, Mary Pickles Gill. The 3 white stars represent 3 ethnic groups that make up foundational Black Americans: Black Aboriginal people of the North American black explorers and traders who explored the Americas before Columbus and the captives brought to the Western Hemisphere from Africa. The center is the Black Power fist from the 1960s. The red and blue oval branches represent the unity amongst black aboriginals and black enslaved people. The 9 red pillars symbolizes the significant slave rebellions, one of which is commonly hidden, hence why one of the red bars is behind. Well, thank you guys for watching and subscribing. I hope this video gave you a little bit more information on all the Black American flags that we have out there and meanings behind them, and just for you to be open moving forward. If you like my channel and you would like to support or just buy me some chocolate, my Cash App is in the description. If you haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. Tell all your family, friends, and coworkers all about Unapologetic Radio. Until next time, be blessed.